Welcome back to the Blood Lab, ladies and gents. I'm Al. This is Marcus. What's up, bro?
How you doing, man?
Chilling like a villain.
It's, just want to shout out the producer of that track, our intro track, Trap Sex by NISH. You can check out his music on YouTube, SoundCloud, pretty sure Spotify, Apple Music. He's pretty big time, so
Yes,
check
sir.
out his music.
Yes, sir. We're hoping to have him on pretty soon
Yeah, it's in the works. Definitely in the works.
because we're still trying to
How
get
you
our
doing, man?
beaks. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I know we're still trying to get our beaks wet before we have him on. So,
Yeah, for sure.
man, I know we're a bunch of clowns. We don't want him to think we're too big of clowns when he comes on.
Hey, man, this great conversation. That's all it's about.
Hey, so I wanted to announce that we got our logo in. Our nephew
Really?
finished it up. He got it sent over to
Okay.
us. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah, you guys will be seeing that up. So those of you watching, you'll be able to see it up on the screen. And for those of you interested in artwork, if you want any artwork done, any kind of artwork you want done, please hit my nephew up.
What's so dope? It's so
Yes,
dope.
sir. Look at that.
That's
Look
so-
at that.
That's so dope. I love it.
I love that.
The cat is so talented, man. They don't even know it. I don't even think you realize how talented he is, man.
Oh, from the time he was a youngster, man. I mean, the guy's been
Yeah.
doing this since he was 2 years old. So if you want to find him on Instagram, it's Levity Creations _. That's LEVVETICREATIONS _. That's on Instagram and on TikTok. So please hit him up. Check out his artwork. It's
Mhm.
phenomenal stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna have that logo up.
Support the kid. Support the
Yes,
kid.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna have we're gonna have the youngster on too. So
Yeah. That's gonna be dope.
yeah. I want to make sure that we're all together when we have him on. So hopefully,
Yes.
can get that
I'm
done
looking forward
soon.
to that. I'm looking forward to that first in-person session
Yes,
from the
sir.
Black
Yes,
Lab.
sir.
It's gonna be pretty dope, man.
So hey, man, before we get into what we really wanted to talk about, we've been talking about DeMar possibly being dead, possible body double. Where I've been saying it, you've just been listening. That's what I believe. Until DeMar comes out and I hear words come out of his mouth and I actually see a camera in his face, until he makes me look stupid, I'm going to continue to believe that the NFL is up to shenanigans. They're up to no good. Now, with that being said, did you know the day Kansas City played, what's his name? Javon Belcher, the linebacker for Kansas City. Do you know that day
Okay.
he killed his girlfriend, drove to the stadium, and I believe committed suicide in front of his coaches?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
There a reason why nobody's talking about that?
But that was I thought that happened a few years back, though.
You sure that was a few?
I thought it was. I remember when that happened. I don't remember what the year was, but I do remember that story coming out about, Belcher killing his girlfriend, driving to the stadium, committing suicide in front of some of the coaches and whatnot.
You know what? Now that you say that, was last year?
Yeah, I feel like it was recent, but yeah, I do remember when that happened. That was, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about it. A lot of these ex-athletes or current athletes stuff happens. Hey, man. I don't
What
know.
about Jesse? How do you pronounce that last name? Lemonnier, the 25-year-old linebacker. Another one that drops dead. I didn't finish reading the particulars on that.
In the league?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
another 25-year-old done.
Man, that's sad, man. Prayers out to their families.
Yeah, we'll get more.
Shakes.
We'll get once I look into it more. We'll talk about that more
Yeah.
later on. But I hear Frank Reich is going to be the new coach of the Panthers.
Yes, I saw that today. I mean, Steve Wilkes, I feel like did enough to earn that job. And considering how it ended in Indy for Frank Reich, like I think he's a pretty good coach, but I don't know, man, that's tough. I feel like Steve Wilkes has been dealt a pretty shitty hand from Arizona the one season with Josh Rosen as a quarterback. Wasn't expected to do anything, didn't. And then this year he takes over for Rule, and he has them a game out of the division. Like they were a game back of Tampa. And that last game they played, that was for the division. So I
Was
don't know,
Tampa's
man.
division?
Those
Was
guys rallied for
Tampa's
him. So mhm. I'm
was
sorry, good.
Tampa's division the shittiest division?
Yes, by records, yes. There you go. Because the 8-9 won that division. Tampa won it with an 8-9 record. Jacksonville's division was 9-8. They were 9-8 and won their division. So,
Mm.
you know.
Hmm.
But I mean, hey, man, congrats to Frank Wright, man. I mean, they're going to need a quarterback. Like that needs to be top priority. And hopefully Steve Wilkes gets an opportunity somewhere because it just seems a little bit, it's just, I don't know. It's just bad luck or just, bad cards. But he's a pretty
Well,
good coach.
you mentioned quarterback. There's talk that Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. Yeah, because they signed his old offensive coordinator from Green Bay, from former Broncos head coach, Nathaniel Hackett. I mean,
Oh,
it's the same deal as Brett Favre, right? Like, play Green Bay, Hall of Fame career, you go to New York, you know,
man. If
we'll
it
see.
ends with Aaron Rodgers in Minnesota, that's going to be hilarious.
That would be. And they might be in the market for quarterbacks soon anyways. But I mean,
Uh,
A-Rod and East Rutherford, I mean, it makes sense. That defense is solid. They're young. They got young weapons.
you know what?
They
Actually,
I can see it.
I would love to see that, and I would love to see the Jets go to the Super Bowl. That way, we the Giants can make our way to the Super Bowl, so we can
Mm-hmm.
have what would that be called? I mean, they share the same field.
Maybe like the NFL Subway Series.
Yeah,
That would be pretty crazy. I'd love to see it. I mean, I don't necessarily care for the Jets per se,
I do. I
but
don't either. You know.
I mean, if they can get Aaron Rodgers, go for it, man. Like
Well, my
that's how they
man,
get it.
the way I feel about the Jets is how my man put it in the Boondocks. They can eat a bag of baby.
Mm, fair
That's how I
enough.
feel about the Jets.
Fair enough. They're on that list with Dallas, Philly.
Mm-hmm.
They're on that same list. I would consider Washington, but Washington's like not really a real franchise. So I don't have any. And even though we tied with them this year, but we did
uh,
beat them. But considering all their stuff that they've got going on, like they're not a real franchise just yet. So
and two new moves that we made. Uh, Terrell Burgess
mhm.
and David Sills. I wasn't David Sills with us before?
I think he played some of the games this year. He's a receiver, right?
Yeah,
From West Virginia, I think. Yeah,
yeah.
Sills went crazy in college. That's crazy that I don't know. He played. I think he played some of the games early this season, like when we were like, you know, searching for options on the outside. I mean, that's a good move to keep him. He's not bad. He's solid. But
But
yeah, it's it's too early in the offseason. Like, I mean, I know that our offseason started last weekend. It's too early to tell. There's a lot of rumors out there about what the Giants plan on doing, what their options are. We'll see.
Burgess,
We'll see.
what's his deal? Is he any good?
What position does he play?
It says
I'm not
DB.
too DB. Oh, I'm not too familiar with him, to be completely
Yeah,
honest with you.
I've heard the
Sounds like a
name.
It sounds like a practice squad guy. So,
Hey,
uh,
we'll see. We'll
but
see what
then again,
happens.
though, hey, like I said, Isaiah Hodgins was on a practice squad, and you never know what any guy can do for you in a pinch. So, I'll say this: I trust in the regime and Davo and Sean. I trust in what they're building, what they're trying to do. So, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what
Year
happens.
one, hey, year one was extremely successful in my book. I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
we got demolished in the last game. That was bad, but the whole
Yes, we
season
did.
wasn't a waste season. Though. We saw a lot of growth out of a lot of guys, and hey, man, we'll just see where it goes from here. I'm excited about the future, though, and as a Giants fan, it's refreshing to say I'm looking forward to what we got going on, like what we're building. It's been a
Oh,
long
I
time
second
since we
that.
could say that, you know.
I
So
second
shout
that.
out to the Giants. Let's go,
Now
Big Blue.
we were supposed to have a guest on. He wasn't able to make it, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get him on. We'll get that worked out. We'll get that
Yeah.
situated. But
Oh, yeah.
last weekend there was a UFC event. We have a new light heavyweight champ, Jamal
Yeah.
Hill. I've been following him for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He suffered his first defeat several UFCs ago. There was like it's a 263, UFC 263.
Okay.
Like he got his arm broken in that fight.
Jeez.
But that's been his one and only loss. Like he wasn't supposed to lose that fight, but he just sadly got caught. And this last week, dude, he put a beating on Glover
Mm-hmm.
Teixeira. And for a long time, I mean, I have nothing but respect for Glover. He's had a great career. I remember
Yeah.
when Chuck Liddell was champ, like at the height of him being champ. He was like, hey, watch out for this guy. He's going to be the next light heavyweight champ. And sure enough, even though it took him a while, it
Mm-hmm.
still happened. He still accomplished
Mm-hmm.
it. And I hear John Jones is going to be back to fight the Frenchie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
John Jones fighting for the
unfortunately,
heavyweight belt. Well,
unfortunately, that's not the fight I wanted to see. I
well,
wanted to see him fight Ngannou. Apparently,
yeah, me too. That was the major fight as far as
yep.
the two best. I would argue John Jones is the greatest mixed martial artist in UFC history. Regardless of his off the field, out of the cage antics and shenanigans, the
Yeah,
dude
man.
is,
We both
he's,
know, you and I both know cocaine is a hell of a drug.
it
So,
is, but listen, all I'm saying is Johnny Jones, man, at his apex, there was, it was nothing anybody could do. And I think Cyril Gahn is fantastic, but if
I'm
he
going to say
doesn't knock
this.
John Jones out, like if he doesn't knock him out early, he's going to lose.
I don't think he can, and here's why. Daniel Cormier, to me, was
Hmm.
one of the best light heavyweights / heavyweights in the game.
Ever.
Daniel Cormier, to me, was like David to most because look at the beast that he beat. Anthony Johnson, may you rest in peace, was a
God rest his
monster.
soul, yes. Mm-hmm.
DC handled him. What's the big white boy's name? Josh.
Alex. Oh, I thought he was on my Alexander Gustafsson. Because DC gave him, like, they had a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
fight.
And what's his name? Josh Barnett. Josh Barnett.
Yeah, Josh
I remember when
Barnett.
DC came into the game. I don't know if he was a sub in for this particular tournament. It was Strikeforce, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah, he was a sub. Mm-hmm.
He came in and, dude, every heavyweight that he beat was bigger than him. And you would see
Yeah.
DC scoop these dudes up. Like he would get inside, scoop these dudes up, plant them to the
Mm-hmm.
ground, and beat them the hell up.
Yeah.
He couldn't do that with John Jones. Now, granted, John Jones did juice up for both those fights.
Did he do it for the
So,
first one? I know for the second
oh,
one.
he did it for both of them.
You
He did it for
sure?
both of them. Yeah, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah, man. Like, I would have respected him more if it was just cocaine, but, like, you're taking steroids to beat DC, I mean. So, because DC now, DC and Silvergun are 2 different fighters, absolutely 2 different fighters,
Yeah.
but DC couldn't get in. I don't think Cyril Gahn's gonna get in. Cyril
No.
Gahn likes to get in, tap you up, get out. I don't think John Jones is gonna have any of that. I
Mm-mm.
think John Jones is gonna beat him up handily. I didn't want to see this. I wanted to see him fight Ngannou. We all know Dana White is famous for not wanting to pay his fighters. But it
Mm-hmm.
looks like he was offering money. But what Ngannou wanted was to be able to fight in the UFC, but still do stuff outside the UFC to earn money.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I'd like to see who was talking shit to Ngannou. Was it Tyson Fury?
I think it was him.
I think that's the fight they were trying to make outside of the UFC. I mean, I'd love to see how Ngannou handles boxing. I don't
I'll
think he
say
has the
this.
I don't think he has the gas tank for it, to be honest with you.
I don't either, but all I know is if he hits you,
Oh,
he's
that's
he's
lights
sending
out.
you to yeah, you're going to the shadow realm, bro. Like, dude, you're going.
And
Bro,
that's
the
why
way
I
he
wanted
hit
to.
over him, I thought he
Ooh,
decapitated him.
ooh,
Yeah, I thought he knocked his head off of his body,
oof.
man.
Overeem. What can I say about Overeem? He his skill set is great. His
Wasted
chin is
potential, man.
not. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wasted potential. That's what I look at. That's what I say when I
Mm.
see him. Like, he
Because
had
you would think at
everything.
that height, yeah, you would think at that height, his speed,
Mm-hmm.
like how are you just getting? I mean, like, dude, I think was it Mark Hunt? The way Mark Hunt laid him out. Now I
Mm-hmm.
love the way Overeem beat Brock Lesnar up.
Yeah.
The way he beat Lesnar up was awesome. He even said it. He even told everybody. He's like, look, Brock Lesnar doesn't like to get beat up. And he's
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm gonna beat him up. Dude, when he kicked Brock in his gut and you saw Brock kind of run away, I was like, yes, go back to the WWE. Okay.
But
Stay the
he was
fuck
dealing with
out of
that
the octagon.
he's dealing with that problem though, that gut problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but
I
I
think
know
it
that's
I,
the reason he didn't want to fight anymore.
I think it almost killed him.
Yeah.
I think it almost killed him.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he's out of the UFC because Dana White literally bought him over to sell tickets, man. That's all Dana was doing.
That's yeah.
There was really no other reason to bring him in. The guy is a wrestler. I mean, granted, he wrestled outside of the UFC. That's what he went to college for, whatever the case was. But he's
Yeah.
not a fighter, so just
He I give Brock this, like, I think his game didn't evolve the way it should have, but I feel like he started late. Like,
yeah.
he showed some toughness though. Because Shane Carwin was giving him work in that first round. Like, he was giving him work.
If Shane Carwin
Granted,
had a gas tank, Shane Carwin wins that
yeah,
fight.
yeah, definitely. But he showed he was tough though, because he took it
Yeah.
and then, he gave it right back to him. And he beat Frank Mir. And that's saying something. Frank Mir
Yeah.
was,
Frank Mir,
yeah,
he outweighed Frank Mir by what? 60 pounds, 80 pounds almost? I'll say
Brock's a
60.
big boy, man. Brock's
Yeah,
a
Brock
big
is a big
boy.
boy.
Yeah.
He's more than just a heavyweight. But
He's a super heavyweight.
when Frank Mir beat him, that was awesome. But I knew he was just going to get all Brock has to do is lay on top of you and just hammer fist you to the
He's just
face.
gonna maul you. Yeah, he's
Mhm.
just gonna rush you, maul you. And the thing is, he's super strong, but he's super fast to be that size.
Yeah.
And he's really agile and he knows how to like control his weight. So yeah, I mean, I see why he was successful at it, for a little bit. And yeah, like you said, Dana White wanted to sell tickets. I mean, he's the president of UFC. That's what he's supposed to do. Right? But
Yeah, he was packing.
at the same time, yeah,
He was packing the arenas.
yeah,
But again, congratulations, Jamal Hill, on that championship fight.
Yes. Yes. Congrats.
And again, there was another title fight, Moreno and Benavidez. This was their fourth fight.
Mm.
Now, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of in and out of consciousness. I did wake up to Moreno like punching him in the eyeball, and my man thinking it was an eye poke. But you can
Mm.
kind of clearly see his fist was balled up, and it was just kind of like the side of the thumb just catching him in the
Mm.
eyeball. And dude, it was
Mm.
crazy when the fans, like my man was trying to leave the arena, and
Mm-hmm.
all the Brazilian fans were dumping their beer on him, throwing cups at him. Like it was,
Wow.
and I mean, they had to
Hey, man.
cover him up and run him out of there as if he were the president about to get shot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
he was laughing too, running out of
Yeah.
there.
Hey, and fans take the stuff serious, man. I mean, I
Yeah, they
think that's a
were.
little excessive, but
Oh, I mean, like, dude, just because your boy gets beat in his own backyard, don't act a fool. Now, if I was Dana White, I probably wouldn't go back to Brazil.
I
Well,
mean, the Brazilian fans should be used to it though. Like every time they schedule a card in Brazil, their fighters usually get beat in
it,
Brazil.
as of
Not
recent,
always,
yeah, not
but
always,
some, you know what I
because
mean? It's not like this is the first time it's happened though. Like this has definitely happened in the UFC in Brazil before. So I
they
would,
started the card off with one of their boys winning by first round TKO.
okay,
Well, let me just hold on a second. I want to say it's
cool.
Santos.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, my bad. I take that back. It was Johnny Walker.
Mm,
I kind of like that name for a Brazilian. I'm unsure if that's his legal name, but Johnny
mm-hmm.
Walker. He fought the guy that broke Jamal Hill's arm,
Oh,
Paul
okay.
Craig. Yeah.
Mm,
So
gotcha.
he beat the brakes off him. The other fight was Gilbert Burns and Neil, the Haitian sensation Magny.
Mm,
Neil Magny, I have a ton of respect for because he'll take a fight on 2 days' notice,
mm-hmm.
no matter who's in the ring.
It's
Win,
true.
lose, or draw, he'll step into the ring. Another fighter I'm a huge fan of is Kevin Holland because he'll do the same thing. He doesn't care. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, man, if he gets that call to fight, he'll fight.
That's respect.
Glover Teixeira had an opportunity to fight on the card before this one, but declined it because he said he hadn't trained to fight that guy. John Jones did the same thing, which almost shut down a card. That right there kind of made me not a fan of theirs
Mm-hmm.
because you're a fighter, you have a particular set of skill set, I should say, and you're in the gym every day. So you should be ready to fight, whoever it is. If the fight's
I think
available,
that's
step into the
I
ring.
think that's I think that's politics though. I think there's politics involved with it.
Yeah, it's
But no,
almost
I
like
understand. Yeah, I
it's
understand
kind
what you're
it's
saying then.
it's kind of why I hate boxing because they baby these boys. Hey, this guy's like 30 and 0, but who the fuck has he fought to be 30 and 0? You know,
Sure.
let's be so like, nah, man, fight, get your ass in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear, oh, I
Yeah.
didn't train for this dude. You train every day,
Mm-hmm.
you know? You
Yeah.
mean to tell me you can't quickly get a beat on what this guy does or
Mm-hmm.
just step in the fucking ring and see what happens? I
That's
mean,
true.
like, fuck, dude. You guys are
That's
fucking
true.
fighters, but I still
It's
absolutely
true.
respect those guys. I mean, they beat me up, so I mean, I'm not trying to fight those guys either.
Not very, man.
But I think February 4th, my boy, the Black Beast,
Mm.
he's fighting I forget the guy he's fighting, Spivak.
Okay. Nice.
Are we able to find out where Spivak is from? Well, I'm hoping the Black Beast puts him to sleep. It's plain and simple.
Yeah. Is this a fight
Yeah.
night or is this a numbered card?
I don't think it's a pay-per-view,
Okay.
but I think it
I
is a
was gonna
numbered
ask,
card.
what's the next pay-per-view though? I would think Kamaru Usman should be fighting soon. He's getting an
Yeah.
immediate rematch, right?
He's supposed to be fighting, what's my man's name?
Leon Edwards.
Mhm.
Yeah, he should be getting a rematch. He had that belt for too long to like not give him an immediate rematch, you know? I feel the same way about Izzy. Like Izzy should get an immediate rematch. Then again, Whitaker kind of deserves it too, though. Like Whitaker's done well these last couple fights.
Yeah, he
But
has, he
Izzy had the
has.
belt for so long though. Like I feel like if you as a champ, if you've held the belt for years and lost it, I feel like you should decide like if you want to fight to get your belt back or if you want to like, build yourself back up. Like I think you should have that option. If you're like an incumbent champion, you know?
I'll tell you this, I don't think Izzy wants to fight Pereira again.
No, I
Even though
don't
he
think
was
so either.
even though he was winning that fight up until they got, TKO'd, I don't
Hmm.
I don't think he wants to fight Alex again because I think Alex is just gonna knock him out again. But there's already talk that Alex is gonna fight Jamal Hill to avenge, Glover Teixeira's loss. Like, this guy's
Hmm.
had 3 fights in the UFC before he got to Izzy, or was Izzy's 3rd fight? I think he had 3 fights and then he got to Izzy,
Hmm.
and now there's talks of him fighting for the light heavyweight champ so he can be,
Double G.
2 bit yeah. So the next pay-per-view, because you have the Black Beast fighting on the 4th.
Hmm.
The next pay-per-view is February 11th. That's,
Okay.
Makayev versus Volkanovski.
Ooh.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. That's
That
gonna be a
sounds
good
good.
one.
Hmm.
That's gonna be a good one because Makayev likes to snatch you up and wrestle.
Hmm.
I like to see how that pans out for him with Volkanovski because Volkanovski, man, I mean, dude, I thought Ortega was gonna choke him out.
Hmm.
I was rooting for Ortega to choke him out. And this man shook his ass the fuck up out that chokehold. And he
Yeah,
was
it
like, he
is.
was he was almost asleep. And I was just like, just squeeze a little bit more. But Volkanovski broke free,
I like
1-1.
Volkanovski, man.
I just don't like I just don't like that he beats up on my because you know how I felt about Anderson Silva when he first came into the league or the UFC, I should say. The
Hmm.
way he beat up
Oh, Rich. Yeah, that was
man.
that was awful, bro. That still haunts me to this day. He didn't just do it once; he did it twice.
Twice the same way. The same way. And Rich was hospitalized twice for the same thing. Okay. That I was
It's
like,
bad, man.
and I hadn't heard
It's
about
bad.
Anderson up until he came. Like, I hadn't heard about Anderson until he beat what's Big Head's name? Lieben.
Oh
When he
yeah,
knocked
for
Lieben
sleeping.
out, I
Yeah,
was like, yo, who is this dude? And then when I
yeah.
was like, oh, they gonna let him fight Rich, I was like, okay, this is gonna be real quick.
Hmm.
And then when he
It
made
was. They
it was
beat. He,
quick.
yeah, it was. Bro, he
Mhm.
just kept clinching him. Like he just kept clinching him and just kneeing him in the face and the body. Like, oh man. I
Rich didn't
remember
know what to
watching
do.
that thinking like I was heartbroken watching that. I was like, I can't believe he's doing this over at Franklin, bro. Not
I
to Ace.
remember I remember watching it with the brothers in Florida.
Hmm.
Because every event we'd get together, we'd get pizza,
Yeah.
my homeboy's mom would make cookies or brownies. Well, specifically
Hmm.
for me, I would just share with her sons and everybody else, but it was for me. And we used to be very vocal. We'd be hooting and hollering. When that happened to Rich, there was complete and utter silence.
Hmm.
Like I think I was the first one to say, like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
I was like, this can't be. When the rematch came to, I was like, you know what? Our boy's smart. He's not going to let the same shit happen to him again.
Mhm.
And he let the same shit happen to him again.
Sure.
I was like, oh my God, I can't
That's
believe it.
true.
But then Anderson, man, seeing an interview with him, I was like, man, this dude's an awesome guy,
Yeah.
which made me
It's
root for him even more. And
mhm.
when he made Forrest Griffin cry because he knocked him out with a jab, stepping backwards, I might add.
That was hey, man, Anderson was clowning, bro. He didn't have to do Forrest Griffin like that. He had Forrest Griffin looking foolish out there. Like, he
Forrest
was looking
Griffin,
silly.
Forrest Griffin made himself look foolish.
Nah, Anderson did that, bro. Anderson was, like, dancing and, like, doing, like, step back punches and shit. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Anderson went into Neo mode and just said, "Foop, foop."
yeah. Who was it, though? What was the fight where he didn't do anything the entire fight? He won. It was a title defense. He won. But he didn't do anything in the fight. He was just in there fucking
Oh,
off. You know what I'm
I c
talking about? You
yeah,
remember Dana
I
White
can't
didn't want to
remember
put the
the
belt on him.
yeah, I couldn't
Hmm.
remember.
They were like, that was like the most ridiculous thing they've ever seen. I can't remember who it was he was fighting. Was it Damian Maya? I feel like it was
You know
Damian
what?
Maya.
If it
Cause you
was, I
know,
will say this, Damian Maya will make a fight difficult for you.
and he's not gonna engage you. That's
No, he's
why.
not.
He's waiting for you to do
No,
something.
no, he's
And
not.
Anderson didn't do anything. Like
Nah, he
that
didn't.
was
I
ridiculous.
kind of remember that.
Yeah.
I kind of remember that being super
Well.
boring. But
Hmm.
I'm super happy for Moreno. Congrats on that. Congrats
Yeah.
for our boy
Congrats.
Johnny Walker. There are a couple other
Hmm.
fights on the card. Forgive me, I don't remember. So we'll just move on. We're rooting for the
Yeah.
Black Beasts to win this card. And then you say you're rooting for Volkanovski?
Yeah. I like Volkanovski.
Mm.
I love what he did to Ortega. I
Oh, I bet
thoroughly
you.
enjoyed that.
I bet you do,
I
fella.
thoroughly enjoyed that. No,
I
I
bet you do,
thoroughly
fella.
enjoyed that. Something
Mm-hmm.
about Ortega, man, just not for me. Nothing against him. He's fantastic. Just not my cup of tea.
Oh
Mm.
man, oh man, do to you, man? What do he do to you?
Nah, he's cool, bro. He seems like a great guy too. It's just, some fighters you just like, well,
I don't.
yeah.
It's not that it's not that I dislike Volkanovski. I like Volkanovski. I do.
Yeah.
But I don't like the way he beat my boy up, man. What's his name?
Mm.
The Hawaiian.
Is it Max Holloway?
Yeah.
Max earned that though.
How
Max
dare
earned
you?
it.
How dare you,
And I
sir?
love Max. No. Let me say this. I love Max Holloway. But hey, man,
Dude,
this comes a time where
Max Holloway's a beast, man.
he is a beast. Like, that dude is one of the best ever, but both, man.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
got
I
both.
mean, sometimes a dude just has your card the same way like John Jones had DC's card twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, although he was juiced up, he still kind of handled
Hey, potato, but I
yeah.
love it. I'm a John Jones supporter
Are
through
you?
and through.
Mm.
I know he's had his ups and downs. I'm just a fan of greatness, bro. But I'll say this. I'm a little disappointed in him in the sense that he's already the greatest, but he could have been so much more if he would just kept his nose clean. Like, if
Yep.
he wouldn't have had none of
Literally,
the,
no pun intended.
yeah, or pun intended. Either or. But if he would have like kept everything outside the octagon like straight and narrow,
And
bro,
like,
he could have been like what Tyson was for boxing. I don't know if
yeah.
he'd have been that big, but he
No,
could have been
I
something
actually
that
think
we've never seen.
I actually think he could have been that big for MMA. Because I mean, up until Anderson Silva losing the way he did,
Mm-hmm.
he was that for MMA
Yeah.
for a while.
And
And
Anderson
then,
lost because he was fucking around, acting
yeah,
silly, and got knocked
yeah.
out. See?
But
That's what I mean.
I can't stand that dude that beat him. I don't know what it is about.
uh,
I don't know.
what's his
What's his
name? I
name?
can't remember his name.
Mm.
Weidman.
Yes.
Chris Weidman.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
I don't know why I don't like that. I don't know why I don't like that particular clan, but I do like, what's his name? Because he beat
Mm.
GSP that one time.
Cool.
What's Shorty's name?
Oh, Sarah. Matt
Yes,
Sarah.
Matt Serra.
Hey,
Like,
that second fight though.
oh, GSP put a whooping on him. But
Hey,
GSP did what he did best. He bored you,
yeah.
he held you
Hmm.
just to
Hmm.
make sure he didn't get beat up. And,
Yeah.
you know,
But you know, that's the thing though. Like when GSP was on the come up, he was banging with cats. You know,
yeah,
like
he
he was
was.
going in there finishing people. Once he
Mhm.
got the belt, got secure. He was like, I just gotta secure the win. I'm not even trying to like shine. Now I'll say that fight with Bisping, I like that fight. I like GSP fighting like that because he tried to do his thing with, like lay on you and all that. With Bisping, he's a gambler. He ain't gonna let that happen. So
Mhm.
GSP had to like dig deep and like, hey man, what you choke him out? I think
My
rear naked
favorite bet
choke.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
Was it guillotine? I feel like it was a sleeper. I feel like you put him to sleep.
I mean, do you want
But
me to have our producer look it up?
yeah, I wouldn't mind back checking, making sure.
Hey, babe,
I
would you
don't
mind
sound too
checking to see
crazy.
how GSP beat Bisping? But in the meantime, my favorite Bisping fight
Mm.
was when he fought Captain America, Dan Henderson.
Mm. The first one with
Oh
the
my,
the super the superhero punch,
oh
bro.
my
He made that
God.
his logo. Dan Henderson made that his logo, bro. Like him, like
As
coming down on a
as
punch.
he should, because Michael Bisping was extremely disrespectful the whole
Yeah, he
time at
was.
the house.
He really
Okay,
was.
and,
He really was.
granted, I know you have to sell a fight. All right, but this is Dan Hendo, bro. This is Captain fucking America, dude.
But sure.
How you gonna disrespect Dan Henderson like that? Like, hey, dude, I'm a fan of talking shit because I was a fan of Conor McGregor for his shit
Mm.
talk. Like, talk shit, but he was super disrespectful. So to see
Yeah.
Hendo, like Hendo, he was knocked out before he hit the
Yeah, he was
ground.
already asleep. Yeah, he was already done.
So when Hendo went super fly in the air and
Mm-hmm.
landed, I mean, you can see the ref too trying to. The ref couldn't even get there in time, and then
Mm-hmm.
just land on his face. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that's is what you get.
Yeah.
That's when what was that Dave Chappelle segment?
Mm.
Uh, fuck. When shit talking go wrong.
Oh, and keeping it real goes wrong.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go, there you
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yeah, sure.
Michael Bisping thought he was keeping it real.
You know what? I'm a fan of Bisping though. Since
oh,
he's left,
oh,
I
since he's
love his
left and he's been in the
commentary
booth.
and
Oh yeah,
everything.
I
Yeah, I
do
love
too.
him. He's fantastic,
Yes,
man. But and I like that he took the belt from Rockhold, even though Luke Rockhold wanted to be a model and all that other shit. He didn't want to be a fighter. But that's another one wasted talent. Because Luke
yeah,
Rockhold
Luke.
had
Yeah,
everything you needed.
yeah.
And he just and he went into that Bisping fight like I already whooped him. I'm not even gonna take him serious.
And
It's like,
Bisping put him to sleep. I was
yeah.
like, oh, God, you should be
And then
ashamed of
his shit
yourself.
talking afterwards was,
Mhm.
oh, it was chef's kiss. Oh, it was so good. He
Huh?
was telling him like, bro, you lost. Like, let it go.
Yeah. So all right. So we're going back to how Bisping lost to
Yes.
GSP.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a. Oh, so we got the whole clip. Is this the whole fight?
Bisping got big for that. I mean, GSP got big for this fight too. He was always
Yeah,
a pretty big welterweight though.
yeah. GSP always walked around at like 185,
Yeah.
close to 200, and would cut to
Mm-hmm.
fight at welterweight, which
Which
I
is
never
crazy.
understood. See, look at GSP doing his normal stuff, shooting, trying to lay on top of you.
Is he bleeding already?
Who, Bisping?
Yeah.
Oh,
Heard it.
down goes Bisping. Oh, did
I
he get
give Bisping
TKO?
that.
Oh, no, he did. He
I
survived that. Oh, there it is.
I
There it
think,
is.
yeah,
Rear naked
yeah.
choke.
That's
Oh, he
it.
had
This is
that
what's
in.
going. Yeah, he got it in tight.
Oh, he put him to sleep.
He sleep.
You
Yeah,
know
he
what? I
sleep. Yeah,
respect that.
yeah.
I respect that. You know what? I respect
Yeah, he
that. Because,
tapping. Yeah, it's not tapping.
don't tap. If you get caught in the rear naked choke, just go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
Now, I agree. If I get caught in a rear naked choke, I'm going to sleep. If
Yeah,
you
I'm going
put
to
me in the
sleep.
arm bar, I'm tapping
Oh,
out.
I'm gonna tap.
You
I'm
put
not.
me
You're not gonna
leg
break my
lock or
shit.
arm bar. Yeah, I don't need you breaking my limbs. But if you put me in a chokehold, I guess you got that, bro.
I'm going to sleep. Just night, nigga. That's all.
Just got to throw my limp body off for you. I always think that's the funniest thing when somebody gets choked out, and then when the person that won gets up, and they just like push their limp body off of them.
Yeah, like damn. It's like pushing a dead body off.
Yeah, you just see a body flop. Like, oh man, so disrespectful. But,
So
hey man, that's the fight game.
the last time we were discussing, you said you had finished the Ozarks, right?
Yes,
Ozark or whatever. All right, so
one of the best shows.
I've refreshed my
I've seen.
memory because
Mhm.
I went. Again, I don't really sleep that much, so I've gone ahead and went back and watched. So I am up to season 4. I've started season 4. I'm on episode 7.
Okay.
So now, let's talk about the Ozarks. Jason Bateman, again,
What
I don't
can you
mind
say?
being an extra in anything you got going on, as long as you
Jason
can visibly see
Bateman's-
me on camera. He's the man.
He's one of the goats, man.
Mm-hmm.
That dude is great in everything he's in. Even movies that aren't that great, he's great in every single thing that he's in.
Because look at him from Dodgeball to Ozark. I mean,
Should you love Pumpkin Garden? He don't write him as a B. Oh, I love that movie. I might need to watch that again, man. I love Dodgeball. Even like, what's it like, Identity Thief?
oh,
with,
he was phenomenal.
McCarthy.
Oh,
Even
now,
the
you
Space
mentioned
Force
McCarthy.
movie.
You mentioned McCarthy. I want to mention, even though his role was brief, but Carlos Navarro, he was. If you remember in the beginning, when Jason goes to the gas station and his car gets rejected, and he goes inside to speak to that clerk, the cashier, the Spanish fella cuts his shit up. Yeah, that's Carlos Navarro. He's been on The Walking Dead. He's in Hawkeye. I know you've seen Hawkeye.
Oh, wow.
He's one of the bros in Hawkeye.
Oh,
So shout out, check out his work, check out his IMDb.
with the tracksuit Lafayette?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I also listen to him on the Monsters in the morning.
Okay.
You can catch them on iHeart. They're down in Florida. You can catch them live. But if you're not in Florida, you can catch them on iHeart. Monsters in the morning on Real Radio. But check out Carlos Navarro. He's fucking hilarious, dude. But going back to Jason, Marty Bird. Marty fucking Bird. So, do you get caught up the way Marty gets caught? Seeing how you and I are bros, right? Do you get into
Money laundering?
So you know what? Let's rewind our lives a little bit. Let's go back to our partying days, okay? And we all know how cocaine is one hell of a drug, right? So let's go back to our partying days. Do you allow the cartel to enter our lives and wash money? Let's say we had a way for them to wash money. We had a corporation or business going. Do you allow that to happen? And do you do that behind my back?
No.
Good.
No.
I appreciate it. Because that'd be fucked up if you did.
No, I mean, if that's something that we're going to do, we have to do that as a unit. It wouldn't be something like somebody just doing on the side, thinking it's just fun and games and shit. Like, bro, like, I don't know if people understand, like, the cartel, like, that's a real thing.
Oh,
and that's
They don't fuck around.
That's some shit that there's nobody that can save you or protect you from some shit like that. Because they've got people everywhere, and they've got ways to get to you that you can't even fucking think about. Like
Real,
it's not even
yeah.
worth playing that game.
Realistically, the mob is scared of the cartel. So,
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna fuck with the cartel, you better be in it to win it.
Yeah.
So, with all that being said, Marty gets into it.
Mhm.
I do appreciate the way he's honest with the kids and how the kids
Yes.
are involved.
Mhm.
It's unfortunate that they're that young and they have to be involved in something this fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Now, with 4 seasons having passed, knowing what you know, because we have Marty Bird, we have his wife, we
She's
have the
the worst.
thank
Let
you.
me just throw that out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
She's the
Okay,
worst.
good. So we're in agreement about something.
She's the
M-
real villain of this show. Like the
Marty,
real villain.
Marty wanted out. Like, you know how in the
Mhm.
first season, the chick that he took the, what was that restaurant? She ended up
Oh yeah,
stealing.
the Blue Lagoon or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, she stole the money.
Mhm.
Like, at first I wanted to see her die because, like, damn, man, this dude is making your life better.
Mhm.
And here you are stealing and running. Now, granted,
Mhm.
there were certain, now, this is not to say that Marty isn't a scumbag too, in a
Oh,
lot of
he's
ways.
definitely not innocent.
Yeah,
He's definitely not
you know,
innocent. But I do root for him though. I do root for Marty. Uh, that's my tactic thing, I guess. I just want Marty to be all right, bro. And I want him to get. What I wanted from Marty was for him to realize that Wendy's the real issue.
yes.
Because as
And
somebody that's watched the show, she's constantly doing shit, but she's not saying anything to him. So he's
exactly.
always playing catch up. And it's like, y'all need to work as a unit.
Now,
This
hey,
is some real shit that y'all in.
keep
Like,
in mind, I'm only up to episode 7 of season 4.
oh yeah,
But she
bro,
is,
it hasn't even started yet. Wait,
she,
the second? Oh God, okay.
she
Mm-hmm.
is, she is power hungry. She wants to
Yes.
be, I mean, for the lack of a better way, the king.
Yeah.
Or, you know what, fuck
She
it.
wants the power. She wants to control shit.
She wants to be the queen without a king. I'll just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to offend anybody. She wants to be the queen without a king. She doesn't want a
Yeah.
king. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Carlos Navarro, the guy that I just mentioned from the Monsters, he had auditioned for Navarro's part.
Mm-hmm.
Now, seeing Carlos's work, I think Carlos would have been better fitted for Navarro's nephew instead of Navarro. The guy who plays Navarro,
Oh, Javi?
yeah, I could see Carlos playing Javi.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
That role would be, because Carlos can look menacing because, you know, especially since he's bald-headed like me. You know what I'm saying? Bald-headed, have him rock the goatee. You know, my man is Spanish, can speak Spanish. He could have played, like the guy who's playing Javi, I have no problem with, no qualms with,
Oh
you know,
man,
but just
he
knowing
killed
that
it.
Carlos, yeah, he killed it. He's
Yeah, he
killing it. You
knocked
see
it
where
out the
I'm at.
park. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
killing it.
he knocked it out the
But
park.
seeing that role and knowing Carlos, I could see Carlos knocking that role out the park. I don't know why. I mean, I know Jason Bateman has a lot to, I don't know if he has a lot to do with the casting or what have you. And I know
Mm-hmm.
Carlos auditioned more than once, but
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to see Carlos play Javi. I think Carlos could have played that role awesome.
Yeah,
Now, going back to it, Ruthie. I love Ruthie.
yeah. Good old
Her
Ruth.
she's
Ruth
crazy.
is the most innocent person on the show, bro. And
She's
Ruth
the
has
most
done some
real.
fucked up stuff too.
Yeah,
Like, she's done some messed up stuff too. But of everybody that's on that show, her and her family are the most innocent people on it.
her and Wyatt. Her and
Yeah,
Wyatt. And
yeah.
three hasn't
And
done
three,
anything. You know,
three has done nothing wrong.
three is probably the most innocent person on that show.
Yeah, he's done nothing
Then,
wrong.
but when you have what's her name, Mrs. Snell, let me tell you, a lot of these things wouldn't have lasted too long with if I was in certain positions. Take take me being Mr. Snell. With a broad that erratic. Now, granted, I do respect the I don't know, I don't wanna say respect, but, it entertains me a great deal when she just pulls that shotgun out and shoots you. Like,
Mm,
she doesn't have that shotgun out for show. She doesn't have that shotgun out for show.
mhm.
Once she pulls it out, she's going to shoot you, and she's going
Yeah.
to put you down. Mhm.
She blew old boy's face off, bro.
Oh,
That
dude,
shocks me. I could not believe that. I could not believe she did that.
when she did that, I was like, "Oh my
Because, bro,
goodness."
think about it. Every time Marty has them in a position where they can be free of this, some fuck shit happens. And they're
Mhm.
like even deeper. It's like he's digging them out, and then like by him digging them out, like another hole opens up underneath them, and they just fall even deeper in. It's just
Now,
crazy, man.
here's the only time, because I wanna get into The Last of Us. Here's the only time that I agreed with Wendy Bird,
Mm.
was the situation with her brother. Only thing is that I would have done that earlier. You
He did
like
a
the
great
sec
job too.
Oh,
The
he did a
actor that played Ben.
yeah, he did a phenomenal. He also plays, he's also in, Iron Fist.
Iron Fist, yeah. That's
Yeah,
where that was
he
the first time I seen him was Iron Fist. Yeah.
I had seen him in
But
some
no,
other
I
stuff, but
I uh, I agree with you. Like as much as, and this is the messed up part about all of it. He actually, because we said three, and like Ruth's family, like they're innocent. Ben is innocent as hell too, bro. Like
yeah,
what he was saying was absolutely the right thing. Like this is wrong. This is bullshit. We should not be doing this. He's
yeah,
absolutely right. The
and he was
issue
telling the
is,
truth.
yeah, and he was telling all the truth. But bro, this ain't the time for that, because they're not just gonna kill you. They're gonna kill all of us. Like
Mhm.
everybody's dying, bro. They don't care about what's right and wrong. Like we get it. You're right. You're righteous in that. But the fact that the fact that it was like his moral compass was that much off, like they had no other option. Like it was like he has to go,
Yeah.
because he's threatening, just by him being like honest and everything and like, righteous, it's
Like, with
threatening
what he was
everybody
going
else's
through with his
lives.
mental issues,
Yeah, yeah,
he couldn't comprehend everything Wendy was trying to say, like, "You can't do this." You saw every time he was trying to sneak the phone. We probably
hmm
won't get into The Last of Us on this episode, so we'll,
we'll jump back into it though.
we'll jump back into the 2 episodes
Yeah,
coming up. But going back into, like, with Ben not being able to understand that, like, now the only thing I don't respect about that is that, hey, if you knew your brother had to go, you should have did it yourself. Having it
true,
done for you makes you an absolute coward.
fair.
I mean, I respect the
And
fact that
then,
you had to do it, but you should have did it yourself. You running away the way you did, and then you want
hmm
to you want to drink afterwards and feel guilty, and then the shit you're pulling in in the fourth season, like, really?
I say this. I also agree with Wendy when she told Ruth that Ben dying was her fault.
Yes,
That
that was
definitely
true.
was Ruth's fault, because
That
if
that
she
was
would have
true.
left his ass in that place, he would have been fine, because they could have gotten shit they needed to do taken care of, and gotten out of this, and then brought Ben back into the fold. But he was at least in a safe place though. And I understand Ruth was like, they were in love, and
But she didn't understand mental illness, so I understand. Like, she didn't understand what he was going through, why he was going
yeah,
through it, why he needed the meds. She was just caught up in being in love with him,
that's,
and
yeah.
the fact that he was miserable where he was. But had she understood what he was going through, she might,
hmm
she might not have made that move,
Yeah.
because she would much prefer him being alive than dead.
hmm
Now,
Exactly.
another thing Wendy should do, like, you're busy trying to get your son locked up. Why not just kill this
Yep.
motherfucker? I mean, why are you wasting time? I mean, I'm not saying that I would do that necessarily. Well, maybe I would, because this kid has been super
Honestly,
disrespectful.
he has, but again, I understand Jonah's side of it.
Because he's a
I feel like
teenager.
Wendy,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a teenager, and Wendy, like, I feel like she goes about things in such an aggressive manner. And it's like, you do realize that these are your kids and they still are kids. Like, I
Mhm.
love how Marty is with them. Like, Marty keeps it a buck with them. Like, he don't lie, but he also, like, he puts a little, not like sugarcoats it, but he spins it a way that they can understand it in a way that they can, like, realize, like, this is what we have to do. Wendy just is like, yo, this is what we doing. Follow it. And it's like, bro. And you gotta remember too, Wendy don't like to communicate with nobody. Like, she just like to
No,
do
she's
her
power
damn
hungry.
thing.
She's power
Yeah,
hungry.
she's power hungry. She want to do what she does, and then we all just have to fucking figure it out after she's already made a decision. You
Because
know.
if you see
So
Marty is trying to approach it with logic and trying to
yes,
keep his kids safe. You know,
yes,
Wendy keeps trying to say, "Oh, this is about me keeping the kids safe," but no, it's not.
mm-mm.
Because this dude, your husband, has been
Mm-hmm.
trying to get you to be on a united front on parenting these kids,
Yeah.
and here you are putting the entire family in harm's way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, I'm waiting. Like now, if I was Marty, I mean, like, dude, this chick falls asleep next to you all the time. Why have
Mm-hmm.
you not blown her brains out yet?
You can tell though he loves her, like,
I
through
mean,
her
like, dude,
bullshit. Because from the
he
first
took
episode,
he took her
he
back
could have,
knowing, yeah.
yeah, knowing what she's done. It's like, bro,
And
I don't judge him. Like,
Navarro offered to off this bitch,
yeah,
but he kept her alive. Now, you know me, hey, dude, I'm not going to be able to watch my wife on my laptop banging some other dude and look her in her face and have some kind of conversation. Nah,
yeah,
that's not happening. Like, things are going to go bad really quick. There's no way I can just repeatedly, and to see him do that is like, damn, dude, you take her back, you deal with her shit. And I mean, granted, he has stood up for himself at times, but I don't think he's standing up firm. You know, I mean, you're just still letting her make all these decisions, and man, oh man. But
well,
now,
wait, it's about to get, I'm telling you, bro, the first half of the season 4 is crazy. Second half of season 4, bro, it starts. It is like, it's, oh man, I can't even tell you anything. I just know every episode watching it, I'm like, what the hell are they going to do next? Because,
dude, Darlene, her, like the way she poisoned her husband and the
oh,
way she just pulls that shotgun, like I loved it when she shot Frankie Jr.'s penis off. Like he definitely deserved that because what he did to Ruth
yes,
was just horrendous.
yes,
Like,
mm-hmm,
and I agree with Ruth in being angry at nothing being done because she was supposed to be untouchable.
yeah,
You allowed that to happen.
yeah,
A message should have been sent. Now, you have the cartel at your disposal. You easily could have sent the cartel to Kansas City to handle that.
mm-hmm,
You didn't have to do anything. This
for
way,
sure,
the mob knows, hey, we really shouldn't be fucking with these dudes like this
mm-hmm.
because all of us are going to die.
And Ruth knows that you got me, like, you
Yeah.
got my back.
Because you see she's loyal.
And he genuinely cares about her, Marty.
Oh,
Like,
he
you can
does.
tell
He
he
does.
genuinely cares.
And
Wendy
she,
does not.
no.
Like,
And
Wendy does not give
she
a
cares
fuck
for him too.
about
She cares
anybody.
for,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because she'll
she
listen
definitely,
to him.
yeah.
Wendy don't care about nobody. I don't even think Wendy gives a shit about her kids, to
No.
be completely honest. She
No.
cares about power. And I give old girl this. Was it Laura Linney? That's the actress.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. She
Oh,
is
she's
fucking
putting in
amazing.
work. Yeah. And you know where I
Because I
love her
hate her.
from? You know where I love her from? Congo. My favorite movie.
Yeah, she is in there.
Because I always thought
She's
she was
on
attractive.
she's on that Big C show, I think. Like,
Yeah,
the
which
lady
I
that
never
has
watched.
cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes of it. It's pretty good. She's been in a lot of stuff. Wasn't she in the Truman Show as well? I feel like with
Yes,
Jim Carrey.
yes,
That is
yes,
her,
she
right?
was. Yeah,
Wow.
she was the wife. She was the wife.
Mm-hmm.
This is just and you know who was getting on my nerve, and I was like, you know what? They should just kill her too. And that was the daughter for a little while. I'm like,
Mm.
you want to get emancipated from, you know, get the fuck out of here. You know?
I get it though, because like they were going through some shit, but
And again,
you'll
I,
see
I
though.
keep I keep having to tell
They do.
myself they were teenagers
Hmm.
going through this. You know, her being a
Yeah,
little bit older, that they were teenagers. So, you know, these kids today really aren't where they're not what, especially me, they're not what we were when we were coming up, you know?
yeah.
The things that, you know, the things that we got away with or were able to do when we were young, you know, these youngsters can't do it. I don't think outside of the technology, they're just not able enough. They're all soft.
I mean, it's all I want to say entitled, but it's almost like with the advancements of technology and social issues and everything, it's like it's almost like they don't have like the built-in stuff that like I would say like our generations have because we didn't have technology and we didn't have the access to everything like they do. So I mean, it inherently makes you a little bit softer, but not in that sense that like they're weak or anything. It's just they've just got a different they've just got a different perspective of it, I guess. They just got a different view of the world. So, you know, and I mean the world is just different. Let's talk about that at work. Like we'll talk about like Eddie Murphy and like him doing stand up. He couldn't do a raw delirious today. The world's
No,
too
no,
sensitive, man.
no,
Like
no,
people
no.
have
The word.
never. He's apologizing for jokes that he said. That's like 40 years ago, bro. Like that's like the 80s, right? Late 70s,
Yeah.
early 80s. So like,
And he
come on,
shouldn't
man.
have to. And he shouldn't have to.
No,
That's why
no,
that's why I like Dave Chappelle and what he's able to do and get away with himself, you know. So
yeah, because he just sees himself.
Mhm.
And like comedy is one of those things that like shouldn't be. That should just be a sacred thing. It's like, listen, if we can't joke about stuff, then nothing. You can't. If you can't joke about one thing, I don't think you can joke about anything because like it's all in good fun. Like nobody, you know what I mean? Like there's no malice towards anybody or like, hey, that's inclusion, bro. If
Yeah.
like Dave Chappelle, like he goes, on his rants about the different communities or whatnot. It's like that's the inclusion that everybody wants. That's what everybody's asking for. So you got it. So
And I
you know,
definitely agree with him on certain points too, to be
some
honest.
things that I understand where he's coming from with everything that he says. Like, hey man,
But hey,
but that's just one of those sensitive, He saved that for another day.
it's about all the time we have it here at the lab. Appreciate you
Yeah.
guys listening. You guys can check us out on
No,
YouTube, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, iHeart, and Amazon Music. And feel free to check out our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Please like, subscribe. We appreciate all the love we've been getting. And
yes, sir.
we promise to get to The Last of Us. So we'll be discussing the next 2 episodes of The Last of Us. And I
Hmm.
want to shout out to my nephew Nate. Thanks again for that logo. We love
Yes,
it.
sir.
Please check out his social media. You'll find it in our social media. We'll put it in there so you guys can go check it out. Thanks
Mhm.
again, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. Peace.